Hey there, gang. What I've got for you guys today is one of my first matches I had played on the post-rework Haddonfield using an aggressive hooking all-chase build. However, what we ended up encountering was a team of survivors who weren't exactly looking to be hooked. They brought double boil over, a sabotage toolbox of the Alex variety, which made it literally impossible, even I believe with Save the Best for Last, to down them before they could sabotage a hook. And in turn, this kind of translated to them saying, hey, we don't want to be hooked. Please just slug us. And so what y'all are going to see is a very quick match on a map that does not support survivors being this aggressive, because when you're playing Clown with Zanshin and Q, especially Rapid, they gave us some early Q value. Slugging them really wasn't that difficult. Once we established the split pressure, it just made dominating them extremely easy, but I mean, hey, that's what we wanted. I'll quickly say that the idea behind our build, we wanted to have some flexibility with rapid brutality, so that way we could initiate some chases between health states and not have to worry about whether we were chasing the obsession. Otherwise, I would be running something like Save the Best for Last. And with agitation, assuming we were able to hook survivors, and I wanted to down a survivor, carry them toward other survivors, hook them, and then go for their teammates. However, they didn't exactly give me that opportunity. That being said, I think y'all are going to find this match very hilarious. It was also very short, and I honestly couldn't help but laugh the whole time. Back on Haddonfield, I still don't know what to think about this map. I hear it's a lot better. Maybe I just need to get more practice, figure out how to do things. All right, where are we going? I expect survivors to be over yonder. No, so they're gonna definitely be over yonder. That's not the house I thought they would be in. We can get ready to drop off the roof. I don't think she can see me from up here, FYI. I think it's very, very smart, though. I really don't know how I do this. I think he's gonna want to drop early, though. She is. Oh, isn't this such a beautiful map? There's literally nothing. What is this, though? Hey, you thought I thought about that fucking window, huh? Oh. Anybody else up here? Yes, there are. Dude, she's gonna totally hit me with something spicy, watch. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Please, don't sabo me. I'm innocent. Yeah, nice try, babe. Oh. Fine, we trade. Drop, drop. No! Do I slug? Do I just slug this? This map is garbage. Do I just slug? Yeah, we slug this shit and we hook her again. This is gonna pull them all off gens. Seth, go, huh? Oh, huh? All right, now what, babe? We need Sabiffle? Nah, we good. Oh, look, it's back! Remember, we have two stacks of Q. Dude, y'all are just gonna let me split this pressure? Really? You're gonna let me get all of the split pressure? Okay. Hey, why don't we just go back to hook then? We got 3 survivors injured. Y'all gotta do something or I'm gonna tunnel now. Oh. Yes, we are totally tunneling this shit. Oh. Yes, sprint burst for me, baby. Oh, where are we going, babe? Oh. Ooh. Hey, yo, hold up. Hey yo, hold up. What if we just slugged? What if we just did some more slugging? Oh, now what? Now what? What if I slug you too? I'm gonna slug you as well. Better pre-drop that pallet. Better pre-drop that pallet. Oh, you're not gonna play. Oh. Oh, now what? Oh, you better drop some unbreakables! You better have some unbreakables! Yeah, you get the yellow actually smart, but now what? Now what? Oh. Remember, I see you and you see me. Oh. No, how did I miss that? Alright, now what? You think I give a fuck about these ohs, but I hit you instead with the oh. You should have dropped that pallet, babe. Hate to break it to you, but you should have dropped that pallet. Oh. You're next. No, they have Unbreakable after all! You're lucky I don't have any true stats, baby girl. I'm just gonna kick this shit, fuck you. You already used your Unbreakable, so I'm going back this way. Alright, who's next? I want Nia. Nia's already been hooked once, so we're gonna hook Nia because that's another survivor guaranteed on second. Wait a second. That's first. Why is that not second? For goodness of you. You know, I actually have a clip of where I kind of did that. Take her back this way. Cheers, gang. How about some coffee? Back away. She's gonna jump off. Are you addicted to agitation? It's feeling pretty great so far. Honestly, agitation by itself is a really good perk because what we're doing with agitation today, gang, for people that are curious, we're running a full chase build. Agitation is so we can hook aggressively. We know if we have pressure, like injury split pressure, we can pick up a survivor with agitation, carry them to the closest hook toward that survivor, hook them. Now we've got a much faster chase than if we tried to get something that was more out of the way, since we'd have to go out of the way and then go back. So that's kind of the idea here today. Damn, she had the business here too, and we got an early hit and she still got it off. Don't tell me they all left. Why would you leave without saying GG's? That was such a good match. Why would you? So I want to discuss my thoughts on this match. First things first, I don't think this team expected to go against a killer of my caliber. This isn't to put myself on a pedestal or anything, but this team didn't exactly seem like they were 100 committed to being the bully squad. And further, I just don't even think they were ready for it. They made a whole lot of micro and macro decisions that I'll get into. But first things first, we ended up on Haddonfield. And Haddonfield, especially post-rework, is a lot better for killer. They made the main building a lot weaker. They removed, I think, some of the pallets as a whole within the center. And because the map itself is horizontally so small, it made it easier for me to converge chase between each survivor. Now, why exactly does this matter? Because as y'all noticed, and I talked about after we were going toward the Neo, once we had hooked the Sable, they chose to give me a third injury. And when you have 3 survivors injured on a map like this, if I choose to slug, I am saving a whole lot of time when it comes to not hooking each and every survivor that I down, because you're looking at anywhere from 12 to 15 seconds. That's a guaranteed heal each and every time, pretty much on every survivor survivor that would be getting healed when I'm going through the hooking process. And because we chose to slug, I was able to go from survivor to survivor to survivor to survivor. Now, I talked about this as well. One of the worst things you can be against Clown is injured. It's only good to remain injured when you're on a larger map. Say something like, let's say, Area Crow's Mother's Dwelling. Even something, honestly, like Suffocation Pit, which may even be smaller, but has that strong horizontal, or rather, it's got that strong main building tile, the mine shaft. Anything where you can ensure that even if you're injured, you have a strong chase, that is okay. But we're on Haddonfield, and they went down, especially toward the center. There really wasn't much they could work with when they were injured. So when they gave me that triple injury, and I realized that what type of builds they were looking to run, I realized that, hey, wouldn't it just be so quirky if we just decided to slug everybody? Because that was quite literally the right play. And I just knew it was so quirky, they weren't going to be able to keep up with it, because that's the reality of post-rework Haddonfield. And that's the reality, especially when you go against survivors that underestimate who it is that they're playing against. Because we're running Clown with rapid brutality, which helped us going between survivor that are injured. We have Coup for getting these downs, even if they pre-drop the pallet, or especially if we just get a momentum chain from a springboard setup. And that was how we were literally having these 10 to 15 second chases maximum against each and every survivor once we applied that split pressure, because they only had one health state to work with. They were going down at the center of Haddonfield in basically a dead zone without much to work with. Even Nia, she chose to agree to pallet. We actually, not even just the Nia, I believe it was the Toledo, we had not one but two instances of survivors where they basically underestimated me by choosing to greed pallets instead of pre-dropping them. And I even played around the pre-drop to begin with, but it was their decision to greed, which added, subtracted 3 to 5 seconds from their chases. And that translates as well into time that they lose to pick up their teammates in order to prevent me from getting the 4-man slug. Now, I got a little bit concerned, y'all, I'm going to say, when the Toledo did pick herself up with Unbreakable, I was scared we were going to have more Unbreakables. I was scared that things were going to kind of go the other way. But the fact they only had one Unbreakable, and once we were able to secure the down onto Toledo, and I realized that was why we left the Toledo on the slug, that was basically how we ended the match so quickly. Because when you're going against a team like this, if they give you, especially on a map like post-rework Haddonfield with how small it is, if they give you all of that split pressure, you capitalize on it. You capitalize on it, especially if they're grouped up and they're healing in the center, because the thing about being injured against Clown, and again, I just mentioned about this, you want to be injured to slam gens. You want to be injured to repair generators when Clown can't commit to you. Because if you're on a map like Mother's Dwelling, if you're on a map like Suffocation Pit, and you get a strong pre-run to a strong tile where even if you're injured, Clown's going to take 30, 40 plus seconds to get that down, it doesn't really matter that you're injured, right? But we're on post-rework Haddonfield. We're on post-rework Haddonfield, and these chases were 10 to 15 seconds because they didn't have any of that to work with. And that was the mistake that they made. They gave me all of the split pressure because they probably didn't realize how little they had to work with. And again, I'll be quite honest, I think they underestimated me. So just keep all of that into account in the event that you come across a team like this. This is how you outplay a team that is running. For one thing, the Toledo had Dead Hard. She never got the opportunity to use it, so a third health state. But we had 2 boilovers, one on the Sable, one on the Kate. And you look at Nia. Nia had an Alex toolbox with double repair Sabo speed. This was post-sabotage toolbox rework, which made it even faster. But at the time of this, because it is post-nerf to save the best for last, even if we had saved the best for last, we would have not been able to stop her with how early of an injury that we got. It's just a matter of how quickly they sabotage those hooks. And she, even if she didn't have that, she had background player flashbang if she had the generator progress, which has 0 counterplay because this was pre-nerf background player. So there was really a whole lot stacked against us. It's just that we played fully into the advantages that we had, and we capitalized off of what the survivors didn't know and the mistakes that they made. So I hope y'all really enjoyed this match. I had a lot of fun playing it myself. I was laughing almost the whole time because I knew that the survivors were just not ready. If you're interested in learning how to play clown better, I have a very extensive clown guide that I'll be sure to link in the description. And lastly, matches like these, as well as others, are streamed live on Twitch. I'm typically live during the weekdays, so I'll have a link to my stream in the description as well. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Later, gang.